This first trick I'm going to show you is literally cheating, and you can do it with the new medallion. It's basically when you sprint, it makes you invisible, and it's insane. Yes, players can hear you, but they can't see you, and you get easy wins just like that. The next trick is with the void. There's so many tricks, by the way, in this video with the void mask, but here we go. You can use the teleport in the sky, and boom, with the fast shooting Surge SMG, you're allowed to just get in there insanely quick. So just teleport to the sky, head towards the floor like that, you can just go flying into someone's box. Here, I can just inform you about the mythic bosses that spawn throughout the map. There's important things to know about them. Firstly, this guy, if he does not be killed quick enough, he will just teleport to somewhere else, and I think he recharges his HP. So when you are fighting him here, you do want to fight him quickly. We weren't able to finish him off because these guys slowed us down, and eventually our time was wasted and he teleported away. But when you do eventually eliminate him, he drops some decent loot. But the surprising thing is he actually is eliminated before his HP goes fully down. And you might be wondering what happens to him. Well, he actually teleports to the island that spawns during mid-game. So he doesn't die, but he still drops some decent loot, mythics and a boon and shields. So it actually is quite worth it to eliminate him, and somebody else will eliminate him for his mythics later in the game. In this video, I'm showing you so many different tricks you can do, but also I'm going to tell you things that you shouldn't do. And here I used the void cluelessly. I just shot it open, and you have to be aware, guys, that sometimes you're going to land on people like this and you have to be ready to react, which luckily I was. Here is another thing to realize. The sword, there's tricks I'll show you later in the video, but also you can simply just use it to kill players. Here, the new fire mask is people are underrating it. You can actually use it to destroy builds and shoot someone and try and combine it with your own guns. One trick I saw was if you just shoot it at a wall and shoot the wall, and once it hits it, you can take it a lot easier. Here, you're seeing me using shockwaves. Shockwaves aren't in tournaments, unfortunately, but they are ranked, and they're actually, I don't know what they did, but they definitely buffed them. They take you way further. I think it could be the movement, but shockwaves are actually a lot better this season. Here again, you're going to see me just dominate this guy while using shockwaves. Now, I was flying around getting lots of chip damage. What's great about shockwaves is you see there how far I was able to get. Again, I block him off here. Nice. I'm playing patient, looking for those angles. Even he had shockwaves. Thing is, one thing I would say, guys, is shockwaves are good, but do not take shockwaves over the sword or the void mask because they are significantly better. And one way you can get a void mask sometimes is by fighting the bosses, but something you need to be careful for again is people camping and waiting for you to go take the loot or when you're distracted, and this guy was distracted and it was an easy elimination for me. Alright, another trick is to kill this puppet boss, you need to shoot his eyes, and then once you do that, the person, I guess, who's being controlled will fall down, and then you can do damage. The boss's health only goes down once you shoot the eyes and then shoot the person who falls down from being mind controlled, I guess. Once you do that, you get an insanely good loot, mythics and a decent medallion. Here you're going to see me do a new movement trick. It's basically the leap. When you are at the edge of a thing and you jump, you go way further, and it allowed me to get this distance and then just play from that fight. But here, the same fight, I think. Actually, no, it's not a different fight, but I just edited the guy down and he died to fall damage. It's an old trick, but don't forget you can catch people out with that. Here is actually a mistake. My team made with a sword. If you don't sprint out of high ground and jump before you leave a box with your sword, you'll actually die to fall damage just the way he did here. You need to sprint to stop the fall damage. Here, again, with the voids, you can catch so many opponents off guard, and I did just that by landing on the train. I did die. Again, it's risky, but I was able to land that guy and just shoot him. Now this is an insane trick. If you time the void once you hit this launch pad after shooting up in the air, you'll be able to pull your glider and do a way nicer rotate than just teleporting in the sky. Here you'll see me using, I have 3 mythics, but you'll see me using the void, and the new insane mini shotgun. Here also I like my movement. I slip off the ceiling, onto his wall, take it first try, and then simply just use good shooting. But there I like the movement and using the void and the good weapons to wrap up the fight. Again, shooting the void up to the sky is a great way to make your opponents get confused because you might not see where you go and you can catch them off guard. Here it's less of a trick and just more of a tip when it comes to fighting. I got his cone and I had swung left and back and right and just max pumped him. Now this is definitely a big trick that all the pros are using. You put your wall like this and you sprint jump with the sword in your hand. You have to go flying, and this actually allowed me to kill this guy with ease. I don't know why he didn't even turn to build, but he died. So that sword trick is insane. Here I didn't even mean to do this, but I mean to do from now on. Basically it's another movement trick that's only possible with the new movement this season. When there's players built up like this, you have to double click X when going up the wall, and you have to just do that. Change your movement and catch a player off guard because it's hard to track you because you're suddenly changing direction. Here you'll see me using the sword trick again in slow motion, and here I'm going to use a zipline to get an easy elimination. Usually now when people use zipline here, you should be careful of the guy shooting you, but if you're tracking him with your crosshair and you're ready, you have the health advantage, but then you can win easy enough like that. Still, again, it is a risky play. Another trick is the leap jump again. This leapfrogging thing is great to change angles in fights the way you see me doing it here. It allows for many unique plays, so make sure you're practicing this leap jump. Yes, it's a little bit awkward, but you need practice and you'll be able to do insane plays with it. Here, again, I'm using the void. This is less of a trick, and again, another tip when it comes to fighting. Basically, void up, I'm right behind this guy, he's not ready, I'm able to get these high walls, full box him, and then just get the elimination. First, I don't max pump him, but it's okay, because I got the elimination. The wind sprites guys are criminally underrated. Here is a thing you can do with them. Not only do they let you glide, but they force other players that are near your box to glide. And what can you do when that happens? You can beam them out the sky, and this allows you to beat players that are way better than you. They might be box fighting, you throw this wind sprite down, and it gives you a chance to live, and maybe even get the counter attack going. This guy, I was able to do so much damage to him, and then even though I was scuffed in loot, if you look, I had 2 weapons, no ammo, I was able to get the elimination, all because of the wind sprite. Here, something you need to realize is when you use up a sprite, it obviously loses a use, but if you go to a shrine and put it in there, it actually resets the charges that sprite has. So instead of the sprite having 1 or 2 after you're using it, it goes all the way back to 3. Another use here you'll see us doing with the sprite is it can open secret vaults in this season, and one of them is right here. There also is another one in Night Shift Forest. What you have to do is take a shrine, give it to this person, I guess AI, and that'll make him happy or something, and he'll give you a vault key. Then that will allow you to go to the vault on this part of the map and get insane loot. Also, you saw there, the guy died because of the wind sprite again. Please do not ignore that trick, it is criminally underrated. So yeah, you see us open it, and we go in here, so much loot. Everybody loves stretch resolution, but this new trick actually gives you increased FOV just the way stretch resolution would. See, when you get the pickaxe boon, the one that allows you to sprint faster, every time you switch to pickaxe, for some reason the camera just goes further out and you just get more awareness. The thing is, the pickaxe one is good, but it even is better with the sword. Look at the way I'm looking at this guy, and look how much more I can see when I take out my sword. Yes, it's only useful when you have the sword, but still guys, when you're rotating around through games, switching to the sword is also great for movement. But you'll also just have way more awareness. Players won't sneak up on you as much, and you'll be able to come up with a lot more plays because you can see and know a lot more about the situations you're in. All you have to do is have the pickaxe boon or the sword. The wind sprites actually have so many tricks, and I go over every single one in this video. The next one is basically, I'm going to show you 2. You throw down the wind sprite below the AI's feet and they fly up into the sky. basic, maybe you can shoot them out there to get some easy damage, but the more important one is the one I'm about to do right here. See, if you have the sword and you do the dash through the wind sprite, you can actually launch and fly after using it, and that's easy for rotates. And the wind sprite doesn't just stop there. I'm going to over a few right now. If you build up the sky limit, you know there's not launch pads in the game, so with the wind sprite you're basically going to get a launch pad from sky limit. The one downside of this though is you will have a spare inventory slot, so instead of having more heals, your wind sprite, you only use it once and it's gone. This would be useful for maybe just ranked, you know, for fun things, but would I say it's useful for tournaments? I'm not sure yet. It's still a cool trick though. And this one, this one definitely isn't useful for tournaments because there isn't cars, but there is cars in public games and ranked. Basically, you fly into the wind sprite, it gives you a little boost. Very simple, I wouldn't think too much of it. And again, just like the AIs, shoo, you can go flying into the sky. I didn't know why I added that sound effect, but I'm not going to cut the video. I'm trying to keep this authentic. The next trick is related to shockwaves. This was after I used the wind sprite to make the guy go flying, and then all you have to do is just use the shockwaves and sprint, jump, and you go flying. Because of this movement with shockwaves, it allows you to go so much further, and they're actually quite good to see in shockwaves. You'll see me using the sword dash again. All it is you edit the wall like that, you go in between it so you hit your head when you jump. And you can't just do a normal jump. When you have the sword equipped, you have to sprint and jump to go as far as possible. I'll show you this one more time again, just so you can understand. Also, it has to be the 4-corner tile edit to have the little ceiling above your head. And then when you do it, you go absolutely flying. Again, there's more tricks with the sword. I'm going to show you this one. Basically, if you void and you do the sword trick quick enough, you'll keep a little bit of that momentum when you void, and it'll just push you that a little bit further. It's a unique trick, but I wouldn't say it's overpowered or anything. Here, ignore the fact that I'm throwing down Bob, that's not relevant to the trick. But I tried again, just to demonstrate to you one more time how to do it. You quickly switch to void, but because I landed in the water there, I think that's why I had no momentum. So you actually have to do it from a certain height. Again, I was just showing you so much of the sword trick, guys. I'm sorry, but this is such an OP trick. Here, I use it, I don't fall into the water, so I keep the momentum. It's nice, it gets a little bit of distance, but it's definitely not OP. And here is again a trick with the sword. Because I'm against the wall, you'll see I'm doing this just demonstrates just how much more you can see. It's actually insane. Do not ignore this. Here I actually get elimination by using, I guess, these two tricks combined, more awareness and with the sword trick. Basically go up here, shoot him, and I think he runs away on the zip line. But thankfully with these new ARs that are so broken, I was able to kill him with relative ease. Unfortunately for me, you're about to see something you need to know about the sword, and that is it doesn't stop the fall damage if you use it the wrong way. So to survive fall damage, you have to sprint and jump, and then you'll be fine. But here, because of the fight, it kind of got a little bit awkward, this angle I was fighting from. Actually, no, I eliminated him, but because the build got split, I switched to my sword and panicked, dashed, and that did not stop the fall damage. It's not like the previous season with katanas. No, you have to sprint jump to survive fall damage with sword. Here, I'm just showing how broken the ARs are. It's not that insane of a trick, but yeah, they're broken. And one thing to know about shockwaves is you can bunny hop them, and it goes so much further. I literally see that distance I traveled all because you have to time the jumping while sliding off of the shockwave. Here, you can also do the thing, you know, I remember the movement about the sword. You can kind of do that when you sprint and teleport. But this might be the most useful trick when it comes to saving your teammates with the void. You know the way you'd usually try to get away from fights, you know, to save your teammate, you can use the void, pick up your teammate, and you go so far. Insanely useful for trying to get the revive off. Not only can you use it to get the revive off, you can use it to escape enemies. This guy, we were fighting him, we actually ended up killing his teammate, and because he had previously shadowed a void into like wherever, into open space, once we had him boxed, he used a smart thing, switched to it, and he's gone. Just like that, he survives another day because he used the void escape trick. See it one more time. It's actually really useful for competitive and for public games. You can kind of use the same logic to fight people. You can place your kind of escape void here, And then these guys were camping, so I said fuck it, I'd go in there, kill one, and I was able to get out unscathed with an easy elimination. There is so many tricks, but how do you actually get the Void? Well, this AI, if you kill some of these small bosses, is like guaranteed. And then also some special chests you might get lucky. I didn't get there, but you can get lucky. And to get the mythic one, which is guaranteed, is you kill this boss over in Demon's Dojo. Okay, 2 more tricks, guys. One here is just playing patient and max someone. Okay, that was less of a trick. I guess I just wanted to show you a cool elimination. And then finally, the scope they are, guys. They are absolutely broken. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This video was a bit of a rumble, but I hope you saw a lot of the tricks that I got to show you in this video. Thanks for watching and goodbye.